Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 25 of Talking with a Dad. The episode pre 6 months of doing this podcast. It'll be 6 solid months of commitment. I think we've maybe missed 1 week in there. I actually don't even know if we've actually officially missed a week in that 6 months. Steve, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Man, I need a haircut, bro.
You said this last week.
Good.
The hair's looking good, man. I think you should grow it out. I think the hair's looking great.
No, man. I'm starting to this is starting to get crazy. Some
well,
old lady asked me if I was doing okay.
You could shave, right?
Shave?
Yeah, you could shave. Yeah. You could go get a little razy boy and get that off. Do you have your barber do that for you?
Yes, I like everything to be accurate, and
So
if I'm going there,
I do that too.
I'm going scorched earth. Like if I mess up once, the whole thing's got to go. That's why I don't cut my own hair.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I couldn't cut my own hair either. It's very complex. I get a haircut every 6 months or so. So I'm like,
hey,
okay.
You got me pretty good on April Fools, you son of a bitch.
I did. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that here in a second. Long week. This week has been a long year, really. In this pandemic, in this crisis, right? We're all at home, other than Steve's still at work for some fucking reason. He's just sitting there doing nothing, probably like chilling, hanging out. Nothing against Steve and his work ethic. It's just really, it's probably going to be nothing to do. Have you had any good food this week?
Yes. All my wife's cooking. We had a couple of great. Well,
your wife is a good cook. Your wife is a good cook. So
she made steak and pasta with red and green peppers and broccoli. Amazing.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
We just stocked up on some food, but I'm not going to go into that. But I definitely had some really good meals. We killed our neighbors
to get our food.
No, I mean I went to my local mega shopping place, the place I like to go.
Yeah.
And we racked it up. We racked it up.
Oh,
and we got, pork tenderloin that's going to be jumping off. She made the.
I love a good
what
pork
else did I have?
tenderloin.
She made her fight night wings, but she just made them for the hell of it. And those were good.
Those are good. Yep, I can be down with that 100%.
So we got some more of those. Got some drumsticks we're going to jump off with. Some pork tenderloin.
I love a good pork tenderloin. Do you do a pork tenderloin? Well, you don't cook. Never mind. I was going to ask you cooking questions, but you don't cook.
I don't cook. Damn. I mean, I'll grill it. I'll throw that thing on the grill. Can I grill a pork tenderloin? Can I throw that on the barbie?
Low and slow. Yeah, low and slow. You could definitely do that. You probably want to wrap it in some tinfoil first, cook it low and slow, then get it off for a nice sear around the outside. You could definitely do that.
Kill everyone that eats it.
Oh, probably. But they get charcoal poisoning. Yeah, for sure. You probably use a propane grill.
What about you?
Working from home, I've been able to hit all my favorite local spots this week. So I made my round to all the favorite local spots. So got some good hot dogs one day. Got a really good sandwich another day. In that spot that I brought you to.
You're supposed to be staying home, you selfish son of a bitch.
I am out for 30 minutes a day, and that is it. I go into the place that I need to go. I haven't even gotten gas. I need to get gas. It's amazing. I'll have to tomorrow. I have to take a little bit of a trip tomorrow to do some stuff. But
what are you doing?
No, I was gonna get some blood work. Nothing serious.
Oh, okay.
But I gotta go again. I gotta go a town over to go get it done.
Yeah.
So, hit my favorite sandwich spot, hit my favorite hot dog spot. It's been great. It's been great. I've been eating some good stuff there. Are you gonna pick up any hobbies during this crisis? You have some time on your hands. I know you have children, right? It's gonna be hard for you to hobby it up. But what are you talking about? You're not doing anything. You're just chilling. You're watching Doc all day. So I don't know what you have to do. Clearly not much.
Watch Doc. I don't watch Doc all day. I turn around and it's on. I actually listen to other people's stories for the most part of the day, and I answer phone calls. And I'm like, sir, well, you know where I work. So it's like, imagine trying to walk someone through one of our day-to-day problems over the phone. I'm like, well, the reason it doesn't turn on, ma'am, it doesn't turn on because you haven't hit the power button. That's always going to prevent you.
It is always going to prevent you from doing the thing that you're trying to do. All right.
What are you drinking tonight, Zach?
I have a few different brews from Sloop Brewing over in Fishkill, I believe they are. It's a local brewery. They're doing a pack for New York State. $100 you get like 28 beers, a t-shirt, and some popcorn. So I did that.
Oh, is this the stuff you're gonna drop off because you don't like the way it tasted?
No, that's the other stuff. I have that left out. It's not even in the fridge. I wouldn't even let that be in the fridge. I had to like take that away. This one's called the Juice Bomb. It's an IPA. So this one is
okay.
Also an IPA, but this is like a special blend.
Are you drinking both of those at the same time, or
No. This one's open. That one's over there in the chilling area to stay cool.
The chilling area.
Right.
Got myself a nice
the cans.
Blue Moon Belgian White, and I just finished a iced coffee blonde.
Ooh, I don't like. No, I can't do iced coffee.
No. It's all right.
Can't do it.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. What do we got going here tonight?
Yeah, what do we got?
Because there are no sponsors.
Well, hold on a second.
Been
We did have a sponsor this evening. Monster
Who's
Energy.
that?
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks Monster Energy for sponsoring, sending over a few cans of this delicious Diet Monster. Thank you for keeping us energized during these long, hard days here working at home.
There's no legal recourse for falsifying our sponsorship. Is it like they pick it up one day and they're like,
it's free advertising, if anything. So I did 2 of them. I did fucking Sloop Brewing and Monster Energy, as if Monster Energy needs any more. Hey, listen, Monster, if you want us, hit us up. We'll go skydiving for you. Whatever you need us to do to get on the team, we'll do that. I'll get Steve. We'll go skydiving. We'll go fucking.
I'll do it.
We'll go fucking zip lining through the Alps or whatever you need us to do. We'll fucking do it.
We'll kill someone.
I won't go that far, but if you here's a good topic. Have you watched the documentary that is taking over the world? The Tiger King.
Schindler's List. Oh no, I have not watched Tiger King, and I refuse to watch it.
Hold on.
Every time
I don't buy into this hype. You know this. You know I hate the hype that people go through when all these things come out. I tuned into the Tiger King today. I've watched 2.5 episodes. It is fantastic. Now I don't know. Now, it's good storytelling.
Hold on for a second. Hold on. This is a real thing that happened. That's where we're all starting to lose sight of this. These are real people.
I know, but that's what makes it better. Do you want me to get into the reasons why I love it?
Go for it.
It's multiple groups. I won't. This is all in the first 2 episodes. There's multiple groups of fucking big cat people, right? Which is weird, right? Do you ever want to own an exotic pet? No. Neither have I. We're normal people. These are big cat people, right? Bobcats and lynxes and tigers and lions and ligers and shit, dude. So one group of these people, right? Ragtag group of people, right? All like felons, all have like face tats and shit. They're over there doing their thing. People over here doing their thing hate everybody else. People over there doing their thing, fucking like the sophisticated group of people. All right. Ragtag group, gay sex cult. Right off the rip. Yeah. You realize this right off the rip. And I'm like, okay, a little weird. Fine, man. Do your thing, right, bro? Do your thing. Do your thing over there out in fucking Ohio or wherever you are. Probably fucking Indiana or some
Florida.
bullshit.
One day in Florida.
No.
Shit.
The Florida group is just a regular sex cult, which is like equally as interesting. And I'm like, okay, so we're like fucking sex cult versus sex cult here. And then they drop the subtle bomb of, yeah, this woman over here, her husband like didn't like her anymore, was gonna divorce her, bitch killed him. And they're like, what? Because like the people who were doing the documentary didn't even know. Like one of the other guys spills the bean and was like, dude, this woman's husband is missing and she owns a big cat like sanctuary. What the hell happened? They're like, excuse me, what happened? Like, yeah, her husband's missing. They're like, her husband is missing, and someone is just telling us that we've been working on this documentary for 3 years. You're just telling us now? What the fuck? And then they go into that. Oh, it's great. It is great. And it's not great for the reason that everyone else thinks it's great. It's great because it's accidentally hilarious. Because everything while they're doing the documentary,
obviously this woman,
go ahead.
She killed her husband. She fed him to the cats.
Well, see, hold on. Here's the thing, right? And I can't do the whole snatch quote of where you would want to feed him to pigs or whatever, right? There's the whole I think it's snatch.
Yeah, it's snatch.
But it would take a lot of big cats for them to consume a human in a quite swift amount of time, right? But probably that definitely happened. I haven't seen all of it yet, so I don't know the whole story there. But just It is so accidentally hilarious. It is not meant to be funny. It is clearly meant to be serious the entire time. There's I don't remember what the documentary is, but it's about the guy who got killed by grizzlies out in like
I was just gonna ask you if you ever seen Grizzly Man. Yeah,
there you go.
That is not accidentally hilarious.
No,
that
there is one
sad.
scene that is absolutely fucking hilarious when they're talking to the sheriff and they're like, and he was just like, yeah, well, he used to hang out with the grizzlies. Well, we thought he was retarded, but turns out he wasn't. He just really liked grizzly. Yeah, hilarious, right? That's just hilarious. So in that same vein, it is accidentally hilarious and it is accidentally amazing. It is actually really, really good. I've actually been able to consume some media. Go ahead.
The guy who started the mustache gay sex cult there, he's actually suing the government and the federal agents involved in his arrest for conspiracy. Say it was set up.
Well, I mean, very well could have been, but that's what we get for running a gay sex cult. Yeah.
I actually heard he just converted a bunch of straight guys that came onto his farm.
That is exactly what happened with the tiger guy. The shit's hilarious. Turns out you go to his farm, touch a few tigers, you become gay. And that's just how it is. That's exactly what it seems like in this documentary. It is fucking hilarious. I've been able to consume some other media. I don't usually watch TV, so it's been kind of a treat for me. We talked about this last podcast. I've been super addicted to the show Forged in Fire, where they're just like blacksmithing. Okay. Pretty neat. It's just cool to me to watch someone build something from nothing. And then I texted you about this show. I started watching The Norseman.
The Viking show.
It's Vikings, but it's comedy. It's not like it's not Vikings. Did you start watching it?
No, I read the synopsis.
It is hilarious, dude. It is very good. I've watched both seasons of it. Very, very short watch. I think there's 6 episodes a season, like 28 minutes a piece. So super short watch. Very, very funny. I recommend watching that. If anyone has any recommendations for TV shows that I could watch while I'm working, so I don't have to pay too much attention to it, but enough where I could kind of keep what's going on, I would definitely appreciate any recommendations. Leave a comment down below. Documentaries, TV shows, stuff I should watch. Not like the normal. Don't tell me to watch Friends because you're gonna get banned. You're gonna get removed and banned immediately. I've seen The Office. I've seen like the Rick and Morty's, the South Parks, the Family Guys. I've seen all that. So I'll take any and all TV suggestions. If you suggest The Sopranos, I will thumbs it up. But I've already seen it 4 times. So
you should check out Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon. I've heard about that. That could be on the list for sure. Altered Carbon could be on the list.
I watched the first season. It was actually pretty good. I'm into the 3rd episode of the 2nd season. I'm like, this is actually a bit more story driven. Watched Alita Battle Angel. I don't get it. I don't get the movie. I don't know what
it happens, buddy. It happens. I feel you.
I don't know what James Cameron was thinking. Like at first, it started off. It was like really promising, but then it was just kind of one of those movies that just went nowhere and did nothing. And I was like, well, I'll never get that time back. Won't get it back. Yeah, what else did I watch? Watch the Other Guys for the first time in years tonight, and I laughed just as hard. Guys. Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
I know that. Oh, see, here's where I'm going to lose a lot of people, and I'm very sorry. I do not like Will Ferrell. I don't think he's very funny. Man. I think he plays the same character in every single whatever he's in. It's funny. No, it's repetitive. It's not funny. Have
you seen switching lanes here for a second? Okay. Have you seen Paul Rudd on Hot Ones? It's a show about people eating the wings.
I know
and
what
stuff
Hot
like that.
Ones is, but I've never seen the Paul Rudd episode. I've seen very little episode. I think I saw Gordon Ramsay. I've seen all the Jackass guys that were on there. So very little.
Yeah. The only reason I rudely cut you off was because I saw that the other night and Shroud was watching it, and it was just as funny watching Shroud react to it because he's just like, like,
he's a robot, dude. What can I say? The man is an absolute robot. But that's fine. That's fine. Well, if we're on gaming, we might as well talk about gaming, right?
Let's talk about gaming, man.
Valorant beta keys available today. If you were watching a stream that had drops enabled while playing Valorant, I spent a lot of time to the Tapman channel today. It's fun to watch. I enjoy his content. Thank you, Timmy Tenders. I got a key. I am into the Valorant beta. It is open on Tuesday next week on the 7th. I will be playing. We'll see what's going on. I might stream it. We'll see. If I like it enough.
Get back into
no,
get back.
Not any sort of commitment, but if I like it enough, I'll pop the stream up just because it's super popular and see where it goes. But that's really about it. I probably won't even do it. I'll probably just play it. That's probably about it.
You're going to stream exclusively under our channel on YouTube, right?
Wrong, sir. Wrong, sir. Actually, I thought about this today. We should actually maybe try to do one of these live at one point. Take some fan questions in there, and
fan questions.
Yeah, fan questions, man. We have fans. Take some fan questions. See what we can do with that, and then just
Billy, you better be there on time. Yeah, no, I'm down for it, man.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
It's just interesting. It was just interesting to see you getting back and wanting to get into the stream there, man.
I don't want to get into streaming, but if I like Valorant enough and I'm good enough at it, it's really depending on how good I am at it. Then I would be willing to stream it, but I'm making no promises, and I'm definitely making. It's like a 3% consideration.
So let's while we're working on you on that, let's talk about what you think of the game from your initial reactions, seeing it, the gameplay, the colors, everything. Give it to me.
So that stuff doesn't bother me the way that it bothers you, right? Especially initially. I will hold all judgment of a game until I get quite a few hours into it. Unless it's a game like Call of Duty, I can feel it out pretty much right away. I like the way it looks. I like the way the characters move. I like the way that the movement looks. I like the way that the abilities look like they play out in game. It looks like it's really fast paced, which I like. So there's a few things that I like about it so far, but I won't know. I won't know how it feels, how it plays, how I feel playing it until I get 2, 3, 4 days of playtime into it. I really won't, because it's a brand new game, right?
Yeah. What do you think watching Tim play it?
It looks fun. It looks fun, right? And that's more so what I'm looking at in this, rather than it will be a competitive game. That's it. Like, it will for sure be a competitive game. But will I enjoy the casual into competitive game modes of it? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, I was watching a few people playing, mostly recaps. I watched one guy that had some crazy amount of hours, like 55,000 hours in CSGO, and he played it, and he had the time of his life. He very much took it from the angle. He knew it was a beta, but he knew what the game was going in, and he said it was as close to perfect as he could expect for something that came out like this. And he actually really enjoyed it. So I popped over to a few other streams, checked out a few other people. No big hitters, just actual like CSGO players, pros, people who played that game professionally, and they all enjoyed it. I didn't hear one bad thing like in regards to gameplay, visuals, or anything. I actually thought it looked really good. I was watching it on my Pixelbook, and I was like, "Wow, this is the first time my Pixelbook."
Like you snuck that in there. You really snuck the Pixelbook in there.
Pixelbook, actually, it's got a really beautiful display. You've commented on it before, and that was the first time I've got to see it in action. I was like, "Wow, this looks really good." I'm actually hyped for the game, man. I want to see how much it's going to cost. And old Daddy Warbucks here might get into that.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that you. Gaming. So let me let you in on a little secret. Let me let you in on a little secret.
I don't want to hear any of your secrets, man.
It is developed by Riot Games. Do you know what Riot Games makes? Right. You know the game that Riot Games makes, famous, super famous. It's the #1 game streamed on Twitch nearly every day. You're going to look it up. It's League of Legends. League of Legends, right? League of Legends is a free-to-play game, as you can expect Valorant to be. Valorant to be free to play.
Oh, okay. Sure. So I know League of Legends. I mean, I know what that game is, and I also know it's the game that makes you rage and you need like 2 hours of talk therapy after playing.
Talk therapy might be a little bit like shy of what I actually like. Physical therapy, that's what I need. But no. It's made by Riot. It's going to be free to play. I think that's already pretty much well documented at this point. That's just what it is. Go ahead.
All platforms or no?
I don't know what platforms is coming out on. For sure, it's coming out on PC first. And then past that, I don't really care. I really want it to just. I just want it. I want it in my hand so I know what it feels like, right? I usually don't get excited for games. I really don't.
Right.
Very few games get me excited anymore. I am excited for Valorant. Nothing like this has come out in a long time. So really what it is, if you guys haven't seen Valorant yet, look it up. Everyone has videos on it now. All of my favorite people to watch content from around this kind of thing have content on it. But realistically, Valorant is a mix between Overwatch and Counter-Strike. And actually, when I was watching it today, my initial thought was it looked more like Counter-Strike than Overwatch. But actually, we got to see the full UI today. We got to see the buy menu. We got to see everything. I actually feel like it's more Overwatch-oriented than it is Counter-Strike-oriented. I did see some pro Counter-Strike players succeed like really well. Was doing like probably the best I've ever done in a game. And then I've also seen pro Counter-Strike players actually struggle with it because of all the other outside factors of the Overwatch-esque gameplay, right? I was watching a lot of Tim the Tatman. Tim the Tatman played really well. Tim the Tatman was a very, very good Overwatch player. So he has that kind of mindset of like a first-person MOBA style game. This is exactly what it is. So I'm really excited for it. I get to play it on Tuesday. Tuesday night, we'll probably make a video on it because I'll probably spend a good portion of my after work hours playing it. So we'll make a video on it on Tuesday night. So we'll see.
And I'm sure John Jones would have done something by then that'd be newsworthy as well. Probably strangle a judge, kick a cat.
So here's the issue, right? The news cycle right now is actually the longest news cycle we've had in years. The news cycle for the last month has been pandemic, right? We don't care about politics anymore. We don't care about fucking anything. We don't even care about the stock market. The stock market is crashing and fucking burning right now. And I don't see anything about it on the news. I just see pandemic. And that's fine, right? It is a global pandemic going on. We just passed 1 million cases. We're tens of thousands of people dead now, I believe. Like, super tragic. But this news cycle has just been pandemic, and that's all it's going to be. So
if I can make a PSA on behalf of me and Zach for anyone listening that's doing a lot of pandemic consumption on media, please make sure you're going to verified sources. And even then, make sure you check their sources if they provide it. Don't fall into hysteria. Yeah. Make sure you're listening to a trusted source. And I've just seen too many people freaking out on the internet. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be concerned, right? This is something to take deadly serious. But be careful what you click on. Be careful with what phone call you're taking. A lot of scammers, a lot of false information, more than usual, going around, centered around. Around this stuff. At
work, we're really concerned because there is a lot of scams going around, and we're in a very vulnerable location. We actually had 5 issues coming up into before everyone was working from home in pandemic season, what was I going to call it. So we're expecting a lot more, and really no one's on site, so it's going to be a little bit harder for everyone to react to it. But we're kind of taking precautions. So we've definitely taken note of that. Scammer season is hot and heavy right now. So keep it up with the gaming talk, Steve. You tried out a new accessory for your PC today, or recently.
I didn't buy it
today. You didn't buy it. You tried it out.
Tried it out.
What'd you think? What was it? What did you think? What does it do for the people who are... We're going to have console gamer fans. We're going to have non-gamer fans, right? We've switched away from gaming, but we're going to keep up with the gaming talk because we enjoy it.
Right.
What is it? What's the name? What does it do? How'd you feel?
I tried the Razer Tartarus, and I believe this is the second iteration. So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you this just straight like this. It felt really good, right? And it felt really good because when I put my hands down on the thing, I realized I was raised. Like, oh, all these, it's raised, and it's like, I'm like, all these keys can be binded exactly to where my fingers are being placed right now. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, wait, the space bar is right where my thumb lands. And I was just like, well, I got to try it out real quick. And sure enough, it was just like, ding, 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 bang, bang. And it felt really, really good. Now, here's why it felt really good to you. You know that I am a frugal, cheap SOB. I fantasize about buying a lot of things, but I don't actually buy very, very many things. The fantasy is a lot more fun than the actual purchase sometimes.
That is true.
This is on sale.
Sometimes you fall in love with the idea of something and not the thing.
Exactly. This thing is on sale now for $69.
Oh, $69 is a hard sell for me.
It was originally listed at $119. Now, what type of person is going to use this? I've watched a lot of reviews on it. I've watched a lot of videos on it, and it seems to be geared towards one type of person who's making the transition from console to PC, or PC players who like having that dedicated, those dedicated keys for playing. What do you call it? MMOs or something like that? Is that yes?
So it was originally made for it was originally made for a World of Warcraft extension, really, so you could have more binds and really binds at the fingertip instead of having to take your hand off and move somewhere else. Yep.
Yeah. No, it felt good. The only thing I don't think I'd mess with is directional pad. I was telling Zach the other day, like, I sat down and played my PlayStation 4, and I was just like, what was I playing? I think I got into some Predator Hunting Grounds, and it just felt very wonky. And this is not to disparage any console players. I know you guys
were playing, I believe, the Predator Hunting Grounds. Is that what that game is called?
Yeah, and I was playing that, and it just felt, for the first time in a while, I was like, man, this feels really alien playing with the remote. Like for this type of thing. So, I'm definitely more used to and preferring the keyboard and mouse for shooters, for sure. There's no way I'm ever going to play The Witcher or God of War, anything like that. That's made for playing with a remote. But
so I
the Razor Tartarus felt good, man. Like if someone gave me one for free, if we had a Patreon page or somewhere you could donate, I wouldn't turn it down. If it just showed up,
you and I would turn it down. I can't get into it. I would probably like it if I had it, to be honest. I do play a lot of MMOs, but I just can't get into the idea of it, dude. That's
the thing. That's the key difference between you and I. You hate the principle, not the function of the thing. You hate the very brand.
Yep.
But if I had the money, I would seriously start another challenge. Forget this whole reading challenge that we tried to get into.
We don't speak about that anymore. That is the thing that should not be spoken of.
That thing is locked up with the Hoagie and Whiskey episode. It stays.
I think I deleted that, to be honest. I honestly think that's fine.
But if I could do another challenge, I would definitely bring that up and be like, hey, let's use the Tartars just for gameplay. Just straight gameplay. See how everybody responds to it. I think it was pretty cool. I don't have $69 to spare for it right now. Obviously, the world being what it is, like
the world's falling apart, my friend. I don't have $30 to spare for it.
You've been eating sandwiches and hot dogs all week out, man.
Dude, you know how much less money I have spent on food?
I'm sure.
I've spent like $8 a day on food, and that's incredible, right? Because I know the spots around here. I know what to order. Sure. I know the way to buy it, right? When I'm out in fucking in places that I don't know, then it's like, all right, whatever. Yeah. I'm gonna go fucking ball out, and I do it all the time and every day, like 5 days a week. I'm spending $25 on lunch, and it adds up. No, this week I'm good, bro. I'm good. Do you have your Steam open, by the way?
I do have.
Speaking of games that feel better with controller, I gifted you a game.
Did you send me Rocket League?
I sent you a game that honestly
decline.
Honestly, all of the pro players play with controller on Rocket League. I figured it'd be a good game for you to keep your controller skill together, but also be able to play it on keyboard and mouse. We've been enjoying that a lot recently. I figured we want to get you in on the fun there.
You're a good guy, man.
Welcome to the Rocket League.
Did you get my young black conservative meeting card that I sent you? We invited you out. Are you gonna come?
Well, hold on. All meetings are canceled now. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
Groups of 6 or less. So families with 7 people, they can go fuck themselves. Groups of 6 or less, I think, is what the.
Whoa, that's horrible, Zachary. What the hell's wrong with you, man? I told you, you got to reel that shit in.
No, but I'm saying if you have a family of more than 6, you got to kick one of them out. Someone gets voted off the island. Gatherings of 7 or 6 or less. Actually, is that what it is right now? 6 or less? I hope it is. I hope it's 5 or less.
You know what? I want to send a message to Optimum and Time Warner. I'm sorry, Spectrum. We know that you guys are throttling people's internet. I can't prove it, but I know for a fact
I can prove it. I have gone through and written theses about it. You know that. You've seen my fucking tweets that went 3, 4, 5 tweets of 200 whatever characters deep. Yes, I know they are throttling our internet, and that's okay. You know what? That's fine. Everyone's working from home. At this point, I actually do literally understand.
I get it. I get it, man. I get it. So what's going on with the PS5, bro?
PS5 rumor mill going around. This article that I see here, which does not scroll well. There's an autoplay video released 2 days ago. I hadn't seen it, or I probably would have made a separate video about it. Released from Tech Radar, actually very trustable source, I believe. Rumored to be released at $499. I believe if we go back to one of our previous videos, I called this one on the head. It was very predictable what it was going to be. That's all it was. I just wanted to talk about, we've been kind of following the PS5 and the Xbox Series X is what it's called. We've been following that pretty closely. We've been doing a lot of videos about it. I figured I'd follow up with the fact that it's rumored to be released at $499, which I believe is fair for what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go into the other rumors. I just made an executive decision not to talk about this stuff because I just realized it is just rumors at this point. But $499 makes sense. I'm wondering if there's any truth to the fact that there's going to be a base and advanced model. Right, so
PS4, they released the PS4 and the PS4 Pro.
Not the same time, though. PS4 Pro came out later,
about a year after. Yeah, a few years after, maybe.
Yeah,
it was a year or two after, but
yeah, I think it was 3, right? Anyway, it doesn't. To be honest, it doesn't matter. They're not going to release. But this, I mean, I guess it's present. They can do whatever they want, right? That's what. But it seems like you're taking advantage now, right? It's like it's like, hey, poor people, here's this version that works okay, and then rich people who want to compete with the PC master race, here's this version that works just good enough. It's not going to surpass the Xbox Series X. We're 2 teraflops down. Not that the general public knows what a teraflop is, and any of you people lying, saying that you knew what it was from the get, like it's just like we're going through the whole 16-bit versus 32-bit thing again. You're too young to remember this, Zach. But I have friends who be like, "Well, mine's 32-bit." I'm like, "Hey, can you tell me what a bit is? Tell me right now what they're talking about."
Yeah, if you know what that is, it was the amount of processing power one CPU cell had.
So now we got the teraflop war. We got the teraflop wars, and PlayStation 5 has what 10.5 teraflops,
and the other one has 12 or something.
Yeah, I'm hearing some stuff about developers not being able to optimize their games for it. At this point, forget the rumors. Sony has done just enough to almost turn me off to this thing. Why? Because I've anticipated it, and they haven't done anything to really bring me in. But I know they will. They're going to release something that's going to wow everyone. But I definitely say Xbox has Microsoft has won the first 3 rounds.
They always do.
Of this contest.
They absolutely always do. Right. And you want to know a crazy fact here? Do you know what sells more of these games? First of all, it's regions, right? The PlayStation will always outsell the Xbox because Japan buys PlayStations. They do not buy Xboxes, right? They buy Sony and they buy Nintendo. Where the Call of Duty Professional League is notoriously has sold which console is going to be the mainstream console, right? The PS3 was under the Xbox 360 not because it was less powerful, which it was, right? Technically, the cell processing was a little bit different, but it was less powerful. But the pro Call of Duty leagues were on 360, right? 360 to Xbox One. Again, the Xbox One is more powerful than the PS4. It's a better console than the PS4. I own both. I can make this fucking broad statement. It's better than the PS4. Activision decides that they want to sign with Sony, and Sony now has the Call of Duty leagues, the pro leagues, and now the CDL. It's on the PS4. PS4 is the popular system, right? Call of Duty is so culturally relevant that wherever the DLC comes out first, which it comes out on Sony, and wherever the pro league comes out, that's where the popular console is going to be.
Wasn't there some thing with Modern Warfare when it was released? There was some part or some feature of Modern Warfare that only came out for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, some Spec Ops thing that no one cared about. Some 13-year-old in Britain cared about it, and no one else.
I like that 13-year-old kid. He's always making jokes.
He's making all the tutorial videos.
He's like, all right, mate, this is how you put Linux on your Barbie. Wait, that's
No, for the first 2.5 minutes of his intro, we're like, "Hey guys, Hackerman1398 here. Sorry, I haven't made any videos in the last 6 months, man. School's been crazy. My mom grounded me from the computer. She's been wild, bro. Have you heard about this pandemic? Wash your hands. Like, I see you out there not washing your hands. You wash your hands. You stay inside. Like, oh man, sponsors this week: Raid Shadow Legends." Manscaped, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really sorry. We're gonna get back into
NordVPN.
we're gonna get back into the regular video making. I promise more videos coming out soon. I'm working on a lot of projects here. All right, let's get into the video. I'm like, holy shit, dude. I wanted to skip ahead, but I couldn't figure out where to shut up.
I was just trying to figure out how to put an SSD in this Mac. I forgot what I was doing.
I just got pissed off at your video.
Let's just talk about it, right? So we know that the Xbox, its SSD is what it is, so is it an M.2 in the PS5? What do we know exactly?
See, the rumor is it's an M.2 in the Xbox, and it's a PCIe drive, or vice versa. I can't quite remember. In the PS5, right? Let me see. I'm looking up here. It just says custom 825 gigabyte solid state drive, which I would assume would be a PCIe, which is faster than M.2 because it's powered versus non-powered. So, right. I mean, I don't know, man. I honestly don't. I don't know which one is which. I know which rumor mill you're going down here. That same rumor has been out.
I'm not.
But hold on.
I'm not.
That same rumor was out about the PS4. That same rumor was out about the PS3. But every console has heat dissipation issues. I mean, you can remember the Xbox 360. I don't know if you were huge into
the red eye of death.
There you go. No. Right. It got so hot that it would desolder things on the board. You know the way to fix it? You'd fucking turn it on, wrap it in a towel, get it really hot, so it would resolder the board back together. That was literally the way to fix it. Right. And Xbox and Microsoft is notorious at. Are you looking this up? I thought you were going to look it up.
No.
Microsoft is notorious in not letting people do repairs for them. So they're like, hey, just send us our 360. It'll be gone for like 2 months and we'll figure it out and send you back a replacement. Right? So people figured out a way. I had friends who were doing this in high school and were like, yep, did it. Left it there for a few hours, took it off, let it cool down and work the next day. Like, that's the red eye of death
that was a horrible thing.
At some point, the PlayStation would do that too. If you didn't clean out the fan in the back, the PlayStation would do the same thing.
Thank God, man, I've never had any of those issues with my consoles. I remember when people were turning their PlayStation 2s on their side because it was no longer reading the disc. Never had to do that.
I had that issue. I had 3 PlayStation 2s. I had 2 of I wish I still had them, dude. Those 2 would be awesome. I have a GameCube, right? A fucking GameCube. Hey. I don't have my PS2 anymore. I had 2 of the fat PS2s, and I had 1 of the slim that came out like 4 years before the PS3 came out. I had all of the PS2s, and the 2 fat ones stopped reading discs.
Yeah. Notorious. And I remember there were a bunch of tutorials you can not download, but look up on how to change out the disc.
Too young for that.
So what are we gonna do here with the PS5, right? So release date is more than likely going to get pushed back due to Voldemort.
They've released a statement. The pandemic is not affecting their production as of right now. Their plans are still to release in holiday of 2020. They usually release it in September, so they get the first batch out in September and have a restock by the time Christmas hits and Christmas shopping hits in November and December. So we'll probably see a release in either late September or early October. That's what I would think.
Here's hoping, man. If you were going to buy a console at this point, which one would you lean towards?
I'd buy the PlayStation. I've been a Sony kid since the PS2.
There you go. I mean, it's a pretty cool niche the Xbox came up with. They were like, we're going to make it look like a PC, and that type of branding is going to draw the wrong type of person in, expecting to get something better than the PC, and that's what marketing is. It's like, hey, you don't have to build that PC you've been thinking about building. Just buy this thing. It looks like a PC. If you want it to look like an Xbox, just turn it over.
I do. That little what is a rectangular box? I like it. I do. I think it's
it looks good.
I think it's neat. I worry about heat. Notoriously, that shape is not very good at getting heat out. I always saw that in the old Mac Pro.
Really,
in the trash can Mac Pro was okay at getting heat out, but yeah, I always wonder. Now, here's the real thing, right? If it has an outside power brick, right, and the power supply is outside of the console, don't have to worry about heat anymore. But if they're like an internal power supply, and consoles have been trying to do this for years, right? If it is an internal power supply, it will overheat and the fans will scream. That's all. That's really the what it's down to there.
No, it's true. I mean, I watched the breakdown video. I don't know if it has an external power supply. Did the other one have? Did the Xbox? Xbox One have it there?
No, they didn't. They both had internals.
I thought it had a brick. It doesn't have a brick.
Mine doesn't. No. And I have the Xbox, the One X, the whatever the nice one is.
Why are we talking about this stuff? I'm not buying either one of these things. That money's going to go to getting me a Ryzen whatever when it releases, and I'm going to drop that right into a board, dude.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's honestly the best way to do it.
What have you been playing lately, bro?
Always be better. We're playing video games. I know you've been playing a little bit recently. I've been peeping. I've been using my peepers to see what you're playing recently, which is fun.
What have I been playing?
Playing some of that Warzone. I also saw you on, I think you're on Division 2 the other night too, so I can respect.
Yeah,
that. I'm sure you're playing your normal games too. I've been hooked back on that heroin of RuneScape again. I mean, super heavy. I'm actually worried about the XP waste that I'm performing right now. that we're not that I'm doing while doing this podcast. I know I could be AFKing stuff, but doing a lot of that, gearing up for some of the more higher level boss fights and stuff in the game. So.
Let me ask you a question about this GIF you just sent me. It's been spinning for quite some time now.
The gift?
trying to add it to my library. Should I be concerned?
No, I'll just close that. It's there.
Okay.
I don't know. I just made that up. Yeah, I've been playing that. I've been playing some Rocket League. I've been liking Rocket League a lot recently. I don't know. I think that's pretty much about it. RuneScape has taken up a lot of my time. I've been playing a lot of RuneScape.
Yeah, you guys go hard on that, man. Like ebbs and flows. Like I popped in for a second. You guys didn't even know noticed I popped in. It was like boom, real quick, and I heard, yeah. So I'm crafting, and I'm like, oh, I'm out.
So my issue is I always have I have streamer mode enabled on my Discord. So when people leave, join and leave channels, it doesn't make a noise.
Okay.
So I can't ever tell when anyone joins, and then usually Shane pops up and goes, "Oh, hey, Steve's here," and I'm like, "Oh, he joined." Because I've minimized other stuff going on usually, but yeah.
Yeah, you guys have been deep into it, man. I was playing actually the other night, the Surge 2. It's a new free game on Game Pass, and so I just went to go check it out, and I was like, you know what? This is a visually beautiful game.
Surge, I don't know what that is. I'm trying to find how old my RuneScape character is. My RuneScape character is actually like impressively old.
See this little guy right here?
I see it. I see it.
In the game, the Surge just controls your camo angles, right? Anyone who's been playing with the sticks for a while knows how to navigate, moving around. You get slick with it. You know how to move your camera angles around as you're moving, hit your enemies and stuff. It's way too sensitive in that game. I mean, like, I barely touched it, and like my guy's looking straight up in the air while I'm getting attacked. I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's taking some getting used to, but
when I try
it's actually a pretty creepy game.
Is it? Okay.
Go for it.
I've never heard of the Surge. No, I was saying when I decide sometimes that I like to go back to controller and play a game on controller, I feel that too. Because sometimes the sticks take a little bit to get used to, but not too long. I usually get back into it pretty quickly. Let's see. I find out how old my RuneScape character is. It's 4,898 days. Let me do the math. Let's see how many years that is. Yeah, divided by 365. That's 13 and a half years old. My RuneScape account. My RuneScape account I've had since I was 10-ish. So that's actually about 10. Yeah, I remember a skip account when I was 10. And I've had the same account, believe it or not, since I was 10 years old. That's an impressive feat that I don't know if many people could say. My skip account was 13 years old. So
you know what? That is amazing. Oh, Max Holloway is streaming right now.
Yeah, he streams on YouTube. I usually don't care to watch. I've never watched.
Is he not good? Is he not good?
No, I've literally never watched, but Max Holloway never seems like the kind of guy that I'd be interested in watching. So, I mean, sure, like you can watch him, but listen, I love Max Holloway as a fighter, but every time I hear Max Holloway talking, it's like, dude, like, are you fucking drunk right now?
Yeah. So, I remember that night we were all over watch after he was talking on the post fight. We're all at my house, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of sad. I just sent him a shout out from the channel, and I think I confused him. He was like trying to pronounce the name. He's like, gaming with talking with
a dad, brother. How do you send a shout out?
Huh?
You can send shout outs on YouTube? I didn't know you could do this.
No, you just say a shout out is like sending a shout. Oh man, come on, dude.
I don't know.
Like in someone's chat, just sending a shout out. That would be dope if they had a shout out button. Could you imagine?
That's what I thought you were talking about. A shout out button. Like, what up? Yo, Max Holloway. Let's ride that coattail a little bit. Give us like 15 subs, bro. Give us like 15 subs off that shit.
You son of a bitch! I paid for your last fight.
I paid for your last like 8 fights. Like, they were usually pretty good unless you're fighting at 55.
That's, you know what? It's crazy to think, but we got no fights on the horizon. I don't care what's coming out of Dana White's mouth. There's nothing happening in the month of April. There's nothing happening in the month of May. Voldemort has really ruined entertainment.
Just call it the pandemic. You're allowed to call it the pandemic. You can't just say its name. The pandemic.
Listen, Patrick Swayze's screwing everything over. All right.
Have you ever seen the show Trailer Park Boys?
No.
Those are really funny 2 or 3 episodes based around Patrick Swayze and his love, which I don't know if this is true, but his love for model trains. His love for model trains, man. I don't know if it's actually true or not, but they make the Swayze.
I love how you asked.
It's amazing.
I love how you asked me if I've seen that show at least once a month. You never really interested in my answer. It's just leading into you telling me something about the show.
I'm trying to get you to watch it.
What is it on? Is it on Netflix?
I believe it. Yeah, it is a Netflix original now. Even though they picked it up after like 13 seasons or something. It's funny, dude. It's funny. Really, what you do is you skip until you can watch whatever season you want and start out whatever season you want. You pick it up. It's a show that you keep on in the background because it's funny. You definitely don't watch it around your children.
No.
Definitely don't. But I would skip. I've watched every single episode of it. I haven't watched all the movies. I haven't cared to because I don't like when they go overseas or whatever. I've watched every single episode other than the animated season. Don't care for that. But
I don't like when they do that stuff. Man.
I don't either. They did it because one of their characters passed away. Like in real life, Jim Leahy, I forget the actor's name. I feel really bad. Passed away. And they did an animated series after, so they could incorporate him. It would be a little bit easier. John Dunsworth, passed away. Rest in peace. But you skip to the HD seasons. I think it's like seasons maybe 5 or 6 because they originally came out in like the 90s, so it was in standard def. It's 4:3. You skip until the HD seasons. Shit is amazing. It is so funny, dude.
One last thing before we sign off. So I was trying in regards to watching shows that are amazing. That's right. It came back to me. Crank Yankers. You know Crank Yankers?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
I don't know when it came back on. I know it was canceled for a long time, and I was just sitting watching TV with my wife, and like when I heard the voices for the Crank Yankers,
woke up.
I'm like, what? I get immediately happy, and that's gonna be something that I'm gonna
it has Adam Carolla.
You know what it is?
I can't do Adam Carolla, man. I don't think Tracy Morgan too. Don't like Tracy Morgan that much.
You don't like Tracy Morgan?
I don't think he's that funny. He was really good. Oh my god, there was a show about pranking people with severe horror. I forget the name of it.
Oh yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Hilarious, dude. That was so funny. Hold on, I can find the name of this.
While you're looking it up, I meant to tell you, did you see the new AMD laptop that came out?
Nope.
That's got
Scare Tactics.
Yes.
That was a good show. Was amazing, that was a good show, dude. That show was amazing.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna watch one episode. Obviously, for copyright reasons, we can't play it over the channel. But if you guys want to tune in and find the episode that we're watching, we can all watch that together. I believe it's called a View Part Scare Tactics. What name of the show you just saw? What was it called?
It's Scare Tactics. We're gonna watch one episode. How are we gonna do it?
Not right now. No, this you know how to do a view party on these type of things? No, we can't do it right now, Zach. We can get sued. Channel's only got 2. Oh, by the way, we got 2,000 views. We're not making enough money, any money yet. We ate the interns. We can't get sued.
We had to cook them. We're sorry. We sent edible arrangements to their families. That's the biggest slap in the face I could ever imagine.
We basically pulled everyone into one of our hangout sessions for this podcast. Dude, what happened to all the hype behind Halo? Where it just all dissipated and went away.
What was it within the friend group or within general?
In general.
So they haven't released the games people are excited about yet. Halo 2, Halo 3 will be a lot of hype. They've released Reach and they've released Combat Evolved, which is the original. So the next 2 releases will be huge.
Okay. I want it back, man. I want the love back. I actually had a lot of fun playing this.
I do. I love Halo. You have a lot of fun playing Rocket League with us, too. No, the story mode is for fucking weird people, dude.
Cut to that one fan that's going to say something crazy in the comments.
What
the hell?
We'll take your comments. Thanks for the engagement. While you're there, leave a like, share it to your Instagram and Twitter and your Pinterest and your Reddit. Post it on Facebook. Post it on your weird 4chan forums. Whatever you got to do, get it out there. If you like it, you think other people will like it, put it out there. That's what we're here.
You know, dude, you know what's been popping up in my feed recently for movie clips is Tropic Thunder, and every time it pops up,
we talked about it.
Yeah, every time it pops up, I'm like, can't do it.
Do you not like that movie?
Oh, I love that movie. Hilarious.
It is
every African American person unanimously gave Robert Downey Jr. a pass.
It's the last acceptable use of blackface. It is the only acceptable use of blackface, maybe. Other than like
only.
Okay, hold on. We can share.
Easy.
I'm asking a question. Is white chicks in the same?
White girls? Are you going to white chicks? No,
is that in the same family?
No, it's not in the same family.
It's not a distant cousin of blackface.
No, it's not a distant cousin of blackface.
I know the historical reasoning behind why you're saying no. But in film, in modern film, it's not a cousin.
Listen to me.
It's not like a distant fourth cousin.
I will say this on that, right? I will say I can understand someone being offended by white chicks, right?
No,
if you're
hold on. Let's get this straight. I don't get offended by anything.
Hold on for a second. Hear me out. If you're one white person surrounded by your black friends and everyone's busting their stitches laughing at white chicks and you're like, oh yeah, that shit's kind of funny.
It's an okay movie.
Like I get that, but it's not the same vein. But you can definitely make a good argument for the hypocrisy in that. It's like if you're talking about perpetuating stereotypes for comedical sense, white chicks definitely fits that vein. Because any stereotype they can think of a white girl, they definitely threw in that movie.
It's funny.
And also,
it's pretty, I'm thinking about it. I take it back. It is a good movie. It's funny.
I think Terry Crews is actually the funniest thing about that movie too. like the Wayans are like,
I have never liked the Wayans brothers. I've never liked them, but
the younger one is funny.
White Chicks is funny, dude. White Chicks is funny. I'm thinking about it. White Chicks is pretty funny.
You know what movie used to be really funny, but I just don't laugh when I watch it anymore when it comes on?
Scary Movie?
Yes. That, and, don't be a menace while drinking your gin and juice in the hood or whatever that long title is.
Don't know that one.
Are you serious?
Don't know that one.
Oh man, you need to go watch that. That might actually be funny to you. You know what? Now we're talking in circles. Now we've stopped doing a podcast. And now we're just having a
this is what a podcast should be. A podcast should be a fluid conversation. Scary movies were fucking funny. Those movies were funny when they first came out. The
first two movies were hilarious.
First two were good, and then they brought Shaq in for one, and like they did the same thing that Saw did. They were mocking Saw for essentially the entire time.
You know what's crazy? They stole that franchise from is it Keenan or whoever from the Wayne brothers? Like absolutely stole the franchise. Like
yes,
the first two.
They did. They were the Wayne brothers, right?
It was under their thumb, and then out of nowhere, it just disappeared.
They stole it from them. That's a good point. I do like Scary Movie. They're pretty funny.
Are you at all caring about Resident Evil?
I've never played a single one. I know the third one just came out in a remake. I'm not very interested. I've never played any of them. So some people are excited for it.
They're hyped.
They've been doing the remakes for all of the Resident Evils, but they've been doing remakes the correct way and not changing things, right? Oh, by the way, I don't know if we talked about it. Modern Warfare 2 Remaster campaign did come out. It's exactly it's nearly identical to the original game. Perfect. That's the way I like it done. Put Spec Ops in it. Put multiplayer in it. I buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I'll pay $100 for it. Don't give a fuck. But where it sits right now, if they remastered Modern Warfare 2, the multiplayer, and did not change a single thing about it, left all the bugs and exploits and bullshit in it, I'm buying it. I'm buying it 100% because I know all the exploits. I'll be fucking number one on the leaderboards. But you want to do the campaigns because you don't want to split your player base. That is perfectly fine. I understand that. But not for me. I'll just go replay it on the original game that I already own.
Yeah, I know. I get that. I'm watching your boy Shroudy Rowdy play Valorant. I don't like this name. I prefer Project 8. You know, I don't like having a hard time pronouncing names, man. I don't like it.
That is a you issue. So what you're watching right now, by the way, is not live gameplay. The servers are not live right now. They had like an 8 or 9 hour play session.
This is from earlier today.
No, it has not been live today at all. What they've been watching is they so every one of the channels, every one of the major channels, Summit, Tim, Shroud, and they all had developers on with them, and they were watching particular games at particular times, and the developers would then chime in and interview people about the games. So yeah, no live gameplay. Trust me, I've tried all the ways that I know how to get into the servers. I have not been able to. The servers are not live. We were talking about Resident Evil originally. Yeah, I don't care. I'll go back to it. I'm not a huge fan. I truly don't care.
It wasn't a game. That's more my generation's game, and everyone was on it when I was like 18 or 19, and I was just like, no, I'm not caring about this at all.
They were big back in the day for sure.
I'm like, and then the movie was kind of silly too. Like I liked the first one.
Not good.
I just want to get back to Valorant. I actually don't. I know typically I don't like these graphics, these type of graphics. I don't mind it so much in this. And then in retrospect, I was watching some of our old stuff, watching Borderlands 3, and just like an ex-girlfriend that you shouldn't get back with, I looked at it and I was like, you know what? These graphics weren't that bad. I don't know why I was having such a bad time. Like it actually looks really good. I looked at one part when I called Chewie out and he came out perfectly, and I was like, man, that looks really, really good.
Yeah.
I did not have any fun. I was not.
Borderlands 3 almost killed a friendship. Borderlands 3. If you listen to about halfway through the episodes, we just start getting angry at each other very quickly. And hey, you know what? Life happens. Let's be fair. Yeah. But Borderlands 3 almost ruined a friendship. You know what? Listen, it happens. It happens.
But we stuck it out. We beat it.
We beat it to the better judgment of either of us. I was careful on how I was going to word that there. But man, was it just not fun.
Actually, when I was playing the Division the other night, I just was running some missions. For a second, I'm such a mook. right? So I come out of the White House, right? And I see a helicopter that's not been there any other time, and I'm like, oh, what's this? I'm like, oh, this is the New York mission. And I click on it. It's like, are you ready for the New York mission? I'm like, oh, is this free for some reason? And it's like, gotcha. Give us your thing.
So it's been there, Steve. It is.
No, it hasn't. The helicopter. Hold on. I'm gonna correct you. I'm not gonna get angry. I'm not gonna get angry. The helicopter you're talking about was when you come out of the White House to the left. This is directly out the White House, and that's the helicopter to the New York mission.
Okay. That one, both of them. You're right. There is one to the left that brings you to all the other outside missions. That one has been there with you not being able to do anything to it since the game came out.
I don't believe you.
Who has more hours in the game, Steve? Who has played the game more?
But who's not above lying to me, man? You're not.
No, you're right. You're right. I did hit you with an April Fool's joke that we never got back around to. Never got around to it. You know, we mentioned our sponsors this week, Monster Energy. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast, and Sloop Brewing. You guys have great IPAs. We never got around to me hitting you with the April Fool's joke.
Worst April Fool's joke.
April Fool's jokes ever.
Because I'm a real fan. I was like scouring for sources. I didn't even look at the article you sent me.
So the reason I got you with it is because it got me. I saw it. It wasn't, dude, I didn't even get linked it, bro. It was in my feed as if that shit was factual. And I was like, oh shit, like this is a hype ass fight. Looking for sources, can't find it. And I'm like, I know what day today is. I'm not that dumb. I've only spent 30 minutes looking at it, not an hour, right? Oh, only idiots look at it for an hour. So I pull around.
It's an hour and 5, so I'm a super idiot. Like, I'm just above average. Just above average.
So I sent it to Steve, and I'm like, no, hold on. Did I text you first, right? I texted you first.
Yeah, you texted me.
And I'm like, fucking Connor's fighting Tony. Filling in for 249. Connor's the boy right now. And Steve's like, holy shit, you're wrong. So I sent him a link that looks super good.
And I do what every American does. I breeze through it without looking at it. I'm like, I gotta go find the source.
Yes. John Kavanaugh played into it, tweeted like, well, what if there's a third option? And I'm like, thanks, John Kavanaugh. Thanks for playing into this. So I get fucking Steve. Good. I get Steve on it. We're golden. I tried to get my group chat on it too. I think I got one guy to buy it and get everyone else to buy it, so it wasn't that great. I got fucking Steve, hook, line, sinker, seared in a pan, on the way to serve on a plate, going out to the fucking floor. Right?
You sent me that text at work, and I was mid conversation. Well, someone was talking. Like, someone was talking to me. Yeah, exactly. I was like, hold on for 1 second. I think this is my mom. It's important. Like, walk away.
So that's where we were. I got Steve with an April Fool's joke. I thought that with everything going on, I figured April Fool's was going to be canceled this year, right? As everything else is going to be. Fucking Easter's canceled this year, dude. Like, I thought everything was going to be canceled. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm going to pull this one out on Steve, see where it goes. And, you know, I think I brought a little bit of light to his day.
No light. That ruined me. I was like, that was actually the third thing.
Light to my day.
That was the second thing that like I gotten caught by. One of my favorite channels that I watch, Comic Explained. No, not Comics Explained. Comics Cast Live. It's just this Canadian dude who does podcasts about his their comic books and comic news, and he just got me so good. And it wasn't even the one that should have got me. He released 2 of these shows. The one that got me was the MCU, the owner, Disney owns Fox now, and they own Deadpool, the rights and all that. Right. And it's like Disney's recasting Deadpool, not bringing Ryan Reynolds back. And I'm like, what? And I didn't even really, really love Deadpool 2. I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was as good as part 1. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, this is the shit that ruins a company. And I'm like in his comments writing. And then I realized someone else was like, come on, man, that's not funny. April Fool's isn't supposed to be played this way. And I'm like, God damn it.
So here's my opinion. I saw both Deadpool movies, or I say I don't see any of the superhero movies, but Deadpool's funny. I thought Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2 were equally good. But because the second one didn't surpass the first one, it loses points and is automatically worse than the first.
I thought everything. I would agree with that. I thought everything about Deadpool 2 was like actually really good film wise. Like they did a lot of different things in there.
Yeah,
like the whole love story aspect, and that was it went from joking to serious, and it was really well done.
Back and forth,
yeah.
too. Not just once, back and forth throughout the entire movie.
There was one point where he actually goes back into that little time warp thing and sees her, and they play that acapella "Take on Me" song. And when they kiss for the first time, I was like, "Wow, that's like a." Got me right here. I texted my wife afterwards. I was like, babe, if anything ever happens to you, I'd kill 100 people and travel through time. And she's like, are you smoking crack?
You're like, not again. Not again.
Not today. I haven't washed any drinks down. But, I enjoyed both Deadpools. I'm really hoping that they figure out a way to keep that franchise going as is.
Yeah.
There is only one thing that concerns me about the Deadpool franchise is how much control Ryan Reynolds has on it, and rightfully so. This is the man that campaigned to get this movie. Do you know the story about how that came back to be? Because he originally played Deadpool in the worst X-Men movie, hands down. This is the worst. There are a lot of bad X-Men movies, but this one is the worst. It's called Wolverine Origins, the worst movie ever made that has an X-Men character in it. It's so bad.
Aren't all the X-Men movies really bad?
The first X-Men is actually, they are really bad,
Okay,
but
that's what I thought.
X-Men 2 was probably the best. And then
can I ask a stupid question first? Wasn't Ryan Reynolds written into the Deadpool comics to be Deadpool because he fit the character so well?
I'd have to fact check that before I give you a hard yes. I don't know if that's true, but I will say this. Ryan Reynolds has done what a few other people have done. They've changed the way a character is written in comic books. Like at one point, Hugh Jackman was so popular as Wolverine that you started to notice a little difference in Wolverine's drawings in the comic books. I was like,
oh, like Hugh Jackman, right?
Yeah. So, but here's the thing, right? So Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool in this horrible movie. People are not happy with the representation, but they like the Ryan Reynolds aspect. He's supposed to get a movie after that. They even hinted at it at the end of this horrible movie.
Hold on a second. Ryan Reynolds was married to both Scarlett Johansson and Blake Lively. Son of a bitch. Someone just gets all the luck in their life.
And he's Canadian.
Holy shit, dude. Hey, could you imagine fucking just hitting just home runs back to back? Holy shit. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Michael Jordan. This dude's like, I don't care. I don't care what you investigate. It'll never stick.
It's called being a billionaire.
It's called being John Jones. He's like, I take full responsibility.
Hey, I'm sorry.
It's just me.
Have you ever seen the episode of South Park where they did the BP oil spill?
No.
And the CEO of BP is just like, we're sorry. And then cuts to another scene and he's laying in front of a fire. We're sorry. It just keeps cutting like 15 times of him saying we're sorry after they spilled all the oil. And then in the South Park episode, they open and Cthulhu comes out and shit. And he's like, we're sorry. It's so funny. But that's how I imagine John Jones, dude. He just makes a 3-minute compilation of him saying I'm sorry. Like,
dude, when he really wants to lay it in thick, he does an interview with Ariel. And he's like, Ariel, I have problems.
If he wants to lay it in thick, he goes on Rogan.
Oh, yeah, Rogan.
He went on Rogan to talk about him taking dick pills and testing positive. Dude. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
He's not getting stripped, by the way.
No. Because the UFC's not going to be back by the time he's eligible.
Wait, but you're gonna love this. This is your generation, right? Long story short, Ryan Reynolds. Hold on, it's your generation. This is
Ryan
a meme.
Reynolds is not in my generation. He's a little.
No. The maneuver was your generation.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He utilized YouTube very well in this instance. So he released a 3D render of Deadpool. The very opening scene of Deadpool when he's on that bridge and he jumps down.
Yes.
So that actually started as a 3D render that he had done and released on YouTube, and people loved it so much. That's where the campaign started to get that movie going. And that was years before the actual movie was released. And it's amazing that he was able to do that. But it just worries me, his creative control over it. And, Ryan, we're still talking about the guy who made Van Wilder. Like what's up? Like, you don't even know.
Those were fun. Those were fun.
Like, you know, so we just gotta be a little careful. But I did enjoy part 2. That was the best April Fool's. Yours and that one screwed me up bad. So, oh, by the way, Disney decided ultimately they rescheduled Black Widow and Mulan not going to Disney.
Oh,
Plus.
I saw recently that they're releasing Artemis Fowl directly to Disney Plus.
Yes, that one is going to.
And I was like, "Fuck, dude!" I'm actually a huge fan of Artemis Fowl. I have the 5.
What is it?
It's a book series, a fantasy book series.
Okay.
It's like a dumbed down version of Lord of the Rings, essentially, right? Like in that same kind of. But I have books 4, 5, and 6, or 5, 6, and 7 up there that I've read. I've read the entire series.
Oh, is it good?
I liked it, but again, your kids would like it. Your oldest would be able to read it and like it. Like,
okay,
it's not very complex.
Yeah, a lot of people. No, when I say a lot of people, I mean a channel I'm not going to shout out because she doesn't need any support from a small channel like ours. I do respect her show though. She's a Hollywood insider, and if you know who I'm talking about, you know. But she broke the scoop on that. So Disney's not going to do it. They're not going to go to war with AMC and all the other big theaters, and they're just going to, like, you know, and they're not really financially in a place, I think, where they want to do something like that. They got to make their money back on these properties. So there it is. Find a nail in the coffin. Not happening. The only one movie had the balls to do it. It was Trolls 2 of all movies.
And Artemis Fowl.
And Artemis. Well, that's probably should have been released to Disney Plus. Anyway.
It's probably going to be pretty good. The story behind it is really good. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll watch the movie, but I don't want to buy Disney Plus. I might have access to a subscription, but I'm not sure. I'll have to find out. I'll make a few phone calls.
What? What are you calling the mob? The mob?
Yeah, exactly. But they're probably borrowing it from their fucking grandmother. No, I pay for Hulu, and that's it. That's all I pay for. Hulu and multiple.
ESPN Plus.
Right. There's that too. Yeah. There's that too.
So you already got two of the things that you can bundle with Disney.
Yeah,
you can get that for third time.
Hold on. I pay for the Hulu without ads.
So, okay.
But you can't bundle that version with Disney Plus and ESPN. No, you can't. You get you get the $13 a month is Hulu with ads, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus. I want the Hulu without ads because I want to watch a TV show. I don't want to see ads.
That's why ads, commercials.
That's an ad. Yes. What the fuck do you think I was talking about? Pop-up ads that pop up like a YouTube video? No. The commercials that play in between the blank, the when it cuts in and cuts out.
You have regular cable in your house. You don't watch regular TV, do you?
No. Everyone else in the house does. I do not. That TV over there that you guys can't see is a prop. It's a 13-year-old plasma TV that hasn't been on. Hold on. When's the last time that TV's been on? I don't even know. 8-9 months ago.
You accuse me of being triggered by a lot of things, but you are very triggered by many things. Like within this one podcast, we've identified that you hate commercials.
Yes, I hate commercials.
In other podcasts, we've identified you don't like people who can only turn left. You hate left-handed people. Like, this is a list of things.
There is. I do have a running list of people that I would have executed if I were king of the world, right? The number one is people who drive in the left lane at the speed limit. If you're in the left lane at the speed limit, you got to go. I'm sorry. Keep to the right unless you're passing. That is it. That's how I drive.
I'm going to warn you, that's very dangerous business in California because at any given time, either one of those lanes becomes the fast lane in California. Unless
whatever. But if one of them is the fast lane, that's okay. I can understand that. But where we live, the right lane is a slow lane. Is your cruising lane. Left lane is a fast lane. That's 100%.
Absolutely. Oh,
now hold on. There's an extra special place in hell for people who drive a Porsche and go slow in the left lane. That is it. You are farther gone than anyone else. You will be damned.
I want to also damn the people who put air compressed turbo kits in their cars and also drive in the slow lane, but have the nerve to hit that kit while they're in the slow lane when they're driving next to you. Like, come on, dude. I'm in a Dabmobile, but something tells me that you're not going to push that thing any faster than it's going right now.
So you know that would never be me. I can't talk about how I drive because the statute of limitations aren't up.
A short, great op-ed I guess you can call it, about Ninja today. And man, say what you want about Mixer. When that channel burns, and they did lay off a bunch of people, by the way. I don't know if anyone else is aware of that.
So, but they also gave their all of their partners $100. So they gave out $800 total.
Oh no, I'm sorry. This is prior to the pandemic. They laid off a bunch of people in the office. This was like a cool 2 months. I meant to bring it up a lot. They laid off a bunch of.
You missed my joke though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you get it now? they gave all of their partners $100 to get through these hardship times, right? Which is really nice of them to do. Microsoft has the money to do it, right? So does Amazon, by the way. But they only give out $800.
It doesn't matter if Mixer, when it was Beam, did a lot better than it does as Mixer now.
Oh, it did. I forgot that it was Beam.
Yeah, it was originally Beam.
Dude,
anyway,
hold on. Can I get into a little bit of drama here? I've gotten into a few Twitter spats with a person, and since I've been blocked because I just don't need that kind of fucking idiocy in my life. But
wait, you blocked them or they blocked you?
Both. It was a mutual blockage.
Same time.
And I also unfollow the people who retweet their tweets because I don't need to see that in my life because I get triggered. And I fucking go on flame wars. You know how I am. Yeah. But they were tweeting one day about Mixer, and I pulled up, and I was like, wait a second, you were banned from Twitch for a year, and went and streamed. By the way, a partner streamer, and then went and streamed on Beam for a year. And I was like, you can't talk shit about Mixer when you left and you forcefully left on Twitch and went back and streamed on Beam because that's all you had. I'm like, you get 8 people per stream anyway. It doesn't matter. You're a partner when it was much harder to get partner and you were bigger in sense. But you left and went to Beam for a year. Like, you can't talk shit about Mixer. And I called him on that and I got blocked.
Well, what was the point? What was the original debate about?
He said that Mixer isn't good. All the people signing the Mixer are just going to lose money in the long run and that they're only doing it for the money. And my response was something along the lines of, yes, streaming is a very volatile career. Look at yours. You don't have many viewers. You got banned off of Twitch for a year. You went and streamed on the platform you're talking shit about. And now you're back and you're not doing well on Twitch. You actually had to go get another job because you can't.
Can you text me who you're talking about?
I'll tell you after the show. Okay. I'll tell you after the show. And I'm like, but you had to go get another job because you can't support yourself off of the streaming like you used to be able to because you got banned for a year. Bling! Banned. It's only one of 2 places I've ever been banned.
Dude.
Actually, I got to see. I might have gotten banned from someone else recently.
So, here's the thing, right? About Ninja, right? It doesn't matter to me. But by the time I watched this entire little biopic op-ed about him, I had not realized how smart he had been with his placement, branding, and business maneuvering. I had an idea of it, but it was basically the whole thing was, Ninja after Drake and everything that happened after the Drake stream.
It's hard to do that, man. So,
but hold on. Chronologically, according to this, it's pretty amazing because I didn't know that his Nike is it Reebok or Adidas he has a deal with. It's Adidas, right?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. I don't know which one it is.
I didn't know it was doing Reebok. That. I didn't know it was doing that well, and it's actually
sold out.
Yeah. His branding is through the roof. Mixer is struggling, but when you hear that Mixer's struggling, you associate it with Ninja, so you assume that he's struggling. He's doing just fine, dude.
It's
Adidas, yeah, he's doing fine.
Don't you ever worry about Ninja. Ninja signed a $3 or $4 million a year contract. I don't give a shit if I'm the only person watching him. Like, he signed a $4 million a year contract. He's still he's an A-list celebrity.
Yeah,
and I think we've talked about this in the past. He is an A-list celebrity because he is a household name. Right. Yeah. My dad at one point asked me about fucking Ninja. My dad doesn't have internet right now at his house. And honestly, doesn't care that much, to be fair. He's annoyed because he can't work from home, even though work slowed down a little bit right now. But he doesn't care. He's like, dude, I saw this Ninja guy on the internet the other day. He goes, you're an internet person. What does this mean? And I explained it to him, right? And he still doesn't get it. He understood it a little bit better when I sent him my taxes this year, and I had a Twitch check, a few Twitch checks on there. He's like, "Oh, what is this?" And so I explained to him. He's like, "Oh, so like the ninja guy." I'm like, "Yes." So he understood a little bit better then. But he is a A-list celebrity because he is a household name. Because I could ask most people and they knew who Ninja is.
Yeah, but I mean, on top of being a household name, a lot of people don't take advantage of that, right? How many NBA players become household names, but they don't ever really take advantage of the branding?
No,
the branding in front of them.
Very little become household names. You LeBron, Curry, Kawhi Leonard because he won a championship and he was the best person on the team.
Hold on for a second. Allen Iverson was a household name that did not take advantage of the
before my time. That I don't understand.
Listen, goddammit, there was a time before the 2000s. All right, but I gotta say this about Ninja. And
I know who Allen Iverson is. I don't know when he played. He played all the way up till 2009, bro.
Exactly.
He was drafted the year that I was born. Motherfucker, he wasn't a household name. Fuck that guy.
Yes, he was, dude.
Fuck that guy. That guy's a bitch.
The first celebrated thug in the NBA. But here's the thing, man. I gotta give shout outs to him because anyone that can make an ugly headband and sell it and sell out in Walmart, that's like amazing. Anyone that can get Red Bull to come to their personal house, not their studio, and build them a stream room and that they get to keep even if the deal goes south, that's amazing, dude. Ninja is like my patron saint. You know I love some free shit. He's got to teach me how to do this, dude. He's got to teach me how to do it.
So do you know who the first Red Bull esports athlete was? Right.
Who was it?
Man, this is hard, and I'm going back like to 2008 or so. I believe it was Walshy. Do you know who Walshy is?
No.
So, you pull this before your time bullshit, and I'm pulling it on you, right?
Hold on for a second. Let's put some context with that. You outright denied that you didn't know. You said you didn't know who the man was.
No, I knew who Allen Iverson was. I just didn't know he was a household name. I have a lot of friends who are very into basketball and still are. I believe like 2008, 2009, Red Bull partnered with Walshy. Walshy was a professional Halo player. Walshy's the person who put esports on the map, in my opinion, because he was the first person that legitimized esports because he was the first person that made enough money to buy a house with esports. So that is why Walshy was significant.
Walshy, how do you spell that?
Walshy. Walshy was a professional Halo player. He's a commentator. He's a caster now. Commentator. I don't know what they really call him. Caster, I think. He was the first person to go big with Red Bull. You know who was very close behind him? Was Nade Shot. 2011, 2012. I had 2 years worth of the Red Bulletin, which is Red Bull's magazine that I think is defunct now, because I was following Nade Shot back then, and I signed up when he got the Red Bull sponsorship. I had a free year's worth of that magazine, bro. I had that and fucking Road and Track. That's why I love cars to this day, is because I had my dad got me a Road and Track subscription because he knew I was into cars. So
you know what? I think I'm going to get my son something like that because I think I see that he's into cars. Like,
is he?
I think. I don't know for sure, but he talks to me.
I got some people who you could turn him on to that are perfectly kid friendly and he would love to watch.
I gotta get him a new game, man. I gotta get
him Fast and Furious. Get him Need for Speed, not Fast and Furious. Is what the games are based off of. But
dude, it was a bad mistake getting them into these Lego games. I don't like these games, man. I
you
love
don't
my
like the
son.
Lego games. Hold on a second. So
dude, I hate the Lego
rarely
games.
I will go out on a limb here and defend something to the teeth. The Lego games are very fun.
No, the Lego
games. Star Wars, Lego Batman.
The only one I like is the Ninja game. The Lego Avenger games, the Lego Batman, all that.
I don't give
the
a
mechanics
fuck about the superhero bullshit. Play Lego Star. So back in high school, I had a girlfriend that we played all of the Lego Batman games. No, not Batman. Harry Potter, Lego Harry Potter, and Lego Star Wars. We played both series of games. Shit was it was one of the most fun I've ever had in gaming. The Lego games are good. You just have to put away your hardcore gamer.
The mechanics in those games are like all wrong.
But they're fun.
They
but
are.
to the core, right? I don't care about them. Okay. So there's difference in games, right? Counter-Strike, I look at mechanics. Call of Duty, I look at mechanics. Battlefield, I look at mechanics. But these are games that are meant to be competitive first, fun second. The Lego games are purely meant for fun and entertainment. That's it. They're like I'm trying to think of a movie that wasn't good, but was just fun to watch.
The Crying Game.
No, fuck all that. Super Troopers. Super Troopers?
No, I will never hear anything bad about that movie.
No,
That
Super Troopers.
genius.
Super Troopers is my favorite movie of all time. I will be on that fucking bridge by myself to the day that I die. It is a hilarious movie, but it is purely there for comedy. It's not a great movie otherwise, right?
Right.
The Lego Star Wars, the Lego games, all of them are the same thing. They are fun games that play with other people before they are perfectly rounded, perfectly mechanical sound games.
All right. Listen, I don't like them. I'm gonna be honest with you, and here's why. Here's why I don't. It's impossible for me to be a boomer.
Same way it's possible for me to be a millennial. So, but you call me that. So,
but here's the thing, right? I play the games with my son, and I just feel my age kicking in. I'm like, what if we're just running around? We're not doing anything. There's no objective to this game.
Those are my favorite games.
My son is like the king of hijinks. Like, and he has no real gamer like etiquette. He's like, I started the whole game over. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I erased everything. I'm like, what do you mean you erased everything? He's like, yeah, I felt like starting over, so I erased it.
That's fun.
I love that.
I
love that kid. I'm watching your boy Walshy play right now. Some Halo.
He was a Halo pro. He's incredible. He's widely considered one of the best of all time. Maybe him and Snipe Down. Just a fantastic. Do you want to get into our last topic, Steve, or do you want to?
What's the last topic, man?
I've been working from home for the last week.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you have some questions, right? I don't really have much to talk about it. Working from home, trying to get some stuff done. Like
it's only one question. Has it started getting to you yet? But it doesn't sound like it yet. It doesn't sound like it.
I mean, yeah. Let's be fair, right? As much as I hate to say it, but I'm a social person. Really an important part of me staying sane, I know hard to believe, is social interaction, right? Talking to people, being face to face, like that. That keeps me sane for the most part. I do make myself go out of the house and get lunch every day. I've purposely not bought things to put in the house, which would be the smarter thing, right? It'd be to save money and such like that. But I make myself go out of the house every day to get food, just so I get out of the house. I get to drive my car, right? The things that I enjoy. But yeah, it's starting to get to me a little bit.
No, that's actually a really good plan. I think that's something that. So, at the school, we've had a few instances where people are coming out to purchase things, and I'm like, these aren't things that are necessary to be out risking.
Yeah, I thought about it the other day too.
But then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I can see why they're doing this, right? It's a safe opportunity. They don't actually have to get out their car. Things are being brought to them, but they get to get out the house for a second. So that's good. It's the reason I asked that question, because this is going to be a feel-good moment from us here at Talking to a Dad when anyone is feeling isolated. You know what? If you've already been playing video games and you're the type of person to enjoy a podcast, or you've been somewhat of an introvert, this is actually a good time for you to help someone else through their isolation period. If you go on and you do a lot of game chats, you talk in vlog areas and any of those spaces, reach out to the next person that might be struggling with the isolation. This is a good time for video gamers to show people that you can sit still and enjoy your personal space without
for 13, 14 hours a day.
Straight. Now, you other guys that, have to use the incognito mode on your web browsers, nobody wants to hear from you. You stay isolated in your little bubbles.
It's Control Shift N on Chrome and Control Shift P on Firefox. I don't know what it is on Edge because no one uses it.
You guys stay in, but from here, Talking with a Dad, if you're feeling isolated, reach out to your local community. Get into a good game.
Put it in the comments below, man. I've been doing this shit for years. Really, truly working from home for a week. I've never had the opportunity to work from home. I could get used to it. I'm going to request at the end of this that maybe we do a work from home, maybe once or twice a week, A few of us get to work from home. I do think that I'm actually fairly productive when working from home because I don't have the distractions of being in the office, which is nice. But yeah, I think it's nice. If you guys, anyone struggling through it, reach out. My DMs on Twitter are always open. It's at ZachNPlays. Please, like, reach out. Like, I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you. Steve controls our Instagram. Talking with a dad on Instagram. Really, he'd be happy to talk to you. He's not very good at responding to things sometimes, but he will give you some sound, solid advice and really anything that you're looking for.
Respond to nonsense. If it makes me look down at my phone 3 times, you're not going to get an instantaneous response.
He'll respond if one of our fans reaches out. Really, like this is a really hard time for everybody. You know,
yes,
you may feel like you're going through it alone, and you know, being isolated in your house and you know, only leaving for maybe 30 or 40 minutes a day could be very hard, right? Most people are used to being out of the house for 9 or 10 hours a day, right? That's what I was used to. But you know, really, if you're struggling through it, reach out to one of us. Reach out in the comment section. If you don't feel like doing that, if you don't want it to be private, you can reach out to us on our different social media platforms, and we'd be happy to talk for a while and help you get.
We are here for you. We are.
I feel like, Steve, have you ever had to work from home in a previous job?
Yes, but not. It was more of a my phone is always open type of situation. Very much to what you outlined. And people would call me. Shout outs again to my wife for allowing me to take phone calls at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I've never had just nonstop, but it's a passion. I love it. We make this content because we want to make people feel more connected. We had a more laid back episode this week, and we just had a nice organic conversation. So I think if more people spent more time doing that, reaching out. Introverts are winning right now. We can show you all the way. There's ways to connect. So
there definitely is.
Everyone stay safe, wash your hands, isolate, stay safe in space, all that stuff. Let's pray for Chris Cuomo. He's a national treasure. Hopefully he makes it through it.
Thank you, everyone. This has been episode 25 of Talking with a Dad podcast. Check out the rest of our content. Our content is fantastic. We have the most successful week in all of content history. Anyone. It's just ours. It's the most successful. Thanks everyone for watching. Share it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Reddit, 4chan, 8chan, 2chan, whatever's going on out there. Thanks.